Hello my keto peeps, it's Samaya and welcome back to my channel, I Don't Sugarcoat. Today I'm back with another great pasta recipe, so let's get started. So today I wanted to show you guys how I make macaroni pasta. Macaroni is probably one of America's, it's in its top 10 favorite dishes. I think macaroni and cheese would be. And so I know it's something that I've missed on keto, probably something that you guys have missed on keto. So I'm going to show you how to make the noodles for it so you guys can enjoy macaroni again. Okay, so first I'm going to start off by introducing this gadget right here. This is the Philips pasta maker, you guys, and I got to say I really do love this little thing. Like, well, it's not so little, but you know what I'm saying. I love it. I love that you basically do everything in here. If you saw my previous pasta video and you saw that I made it in my stand mixer back here, you can do the exact same thing in this. You can make all different types of noodles in this right here. So first, this whole front plate right here comes completely off because this little plate in the center is what we use to make the pasta, and so this is what we have to change out depending on what kind of pasta you want to make. And so today, since I want to make macaroni noodles, I'm going to need to take this off. I think this is the spaghetti attachment that I have on it right now. And so I'm just going to move my bowl of flour out of the way. And I just really wanted to show you guys this. I thought about just having it already set up, but for those of you who might be interested, I wanted to go ahead and let you see everything there is. So you just unscrew these two right here, and you're going to take that front plate off, and inside you pop this right off. This also comes off, and you have the mixing blades here and the rest of the front of the plate. So we're going to just go ahead and put that back in. That on, and now I'm going to get my macaroni attachment here, and I'm just going to pop this onto my machine. And you have to line up the little notch with the little cut in it, and it's really simple. And that's how you would clean this as well. You would just take it completely apart like this, take everything apart, and then just go ahead and give it a cleaning. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add our flour to this. If you saw the previous video that I made showing how to make keto pasta, then I'll just go over real quick what's in this bowl here, and I will probably put it on this side of the screen so you can see what I've got in this bowl. So in this bowl I have 2/3 cup of vital wheat gluten, and that roughly translates to about 80 grams of vital wheat gluten, you guys. Next I have a 1/2 cup of Lupin flour, and that roughly translates to 60 grams, you guys. And then I have 1/3 cup of the Lupin Semolina flour, and that translates to 70 grams. And then I have 2 teaspoons of salt, and 1/4 of a teaspoon, yes, 1/4 of a teaspoon of Xanthan Gum. And I just mixed all this up. The only difference between this one and the last one is I had 1/2 teaspoon of Xanthan Gum. So that's all that's in this bowl right here. And we're gonna go ahead and get this dumped into the machine. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and put the lid back on and close it up. And now we're just going to go ahead and turn this on. And now it makes 2 different sizes, 2 different batch sizes. And we're going to be picking the 300 grams on this machine. Okay. And then we are going to go ahead and push the play button. And once we do that, the blades will start spinning, and we want to do that first. That's very important that you get that going first. And then we're going to add our liquid. Now in here I have 95 grams of water. That's roughly 3 ounces, and it's a little more than a third but less than a half. And this is why I measure things sometimes in ounces and grams, because there's just no real way for me to, you know, tell you how to do that in cups. So this is 3 ounces of water, or 95 grams of water. I have 1 egg in here and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And so we're going to go ahead and turn this on, and then slowly pour this into the slots that are right here, and it will start to mix it. Now this machine is going to mix this dough for about 2 to 3 minutes before it starts to excrete the noodles. And you don't want to pour it in too fast, but you don't have to be too slow. And it's just gonna give that a nice good mix, you guys. And then once it's ready, it's gonna go ahead and it's gonna start excreting the noodles. And I've got a plate here that I've got ready with some semolina on it, so that way the noodles don't stick to the plate. And now it has this little handy drawer down here that holds other attachments and some cleaning tools. And it also holds the little cutter that is used to cut the pasta when it comes out of the machine. Okay, so we're gonna let this finish mixing, and then I'll come back as soon as it starts to excrete the noodles. Okay guys, the machine has started to pedal the dough back in reverse, and now our pasta is starting to come out. Can you see this, guys? Now I'm gonna tell you, I do not profess to be a professional at this. I find it a little bit difficult to cut the noodles sometimes. So sometimes I mess up. So if you guys see me, you know, messing up a little bit, just know I'm still pretty new at this, but I'm gonna get the hang of this machine. I'm serious, because I love this little gadget. So all you have to do is just push this down and go ahead and scrape down like that, and it cuts the noodles right off for you. But you're just gonna keep doing that until they're done. And then if you're like me and you have some that are stuck together, just go ahead and gently pull them apart like so. So I'm gonna come back once this is all done, and I have this whole plate here full, and this machine's gonna keep going for another 5 minutes or so, pushing out this dough. So once it's all done, then I'm gonna tell you guys what I'm gonna do next. All right, so the pasta is all done, and as you can see, like I said, I do not claim to be a pro at cutting these just yet. You know, I'm gonna get better at it, because I really do like this machine. But it is macaroni pasta. It's okay. For the most part though, this is macaroni though. It's the shape, it's the right texture, everything, and it's going to cook up just great. So let me tell you a couple of things first. If you notice, we used less water when we made this pasta. We used less water and 1 less egg. And that is because this machine is very particular about how much liquid you can use in a pasta recipe. So when I first got this and I tried to do this with the same amount of liquid that I use when I use my stand mixer, it just secreted water out, and the dough just wasn't right. The pasta was really soft, even though the texture was vastly different when I make it in my stand mixer. So I went ahead and I changed it up. This actually comes with a book that tells you how much liquid you should use, and so I went ahead and I followed it as far as how much liquid to use. I don't think it usually says to put oil in it, but I usually always put oil in my pasta recipes, so that's the only addition I added was the oil. But for each style of noodle, it'll tell you how much water it wants you to use for this machine, and I suggest following that because you don't want to end up, you know, just wasting your flour and all that stuff. So follow whatever, if you get this machine, follow whatever water it says to use for whatever style of noodle that you're doing. And so the other thing is, some of my research that I did when starting to make pasta was that fresh pasta does not hold up well under certain sauces. Macaroni and cheese sauce being one of them. So this is not, you don't want to take this from its fresh state and go and make macaroni and cheese, because from everything I've heard, it does not, the noodle won't hold up well. And so what I'm going to do is dry these. I actually made another pasta, similarly shaped, but I let them dry out on a plate like this, and the top dried but the bottom didn't dry. And so I decided that I'm going to put these in my dehydrator, and I'm going to put them in only on a low heat, probably somewhere around 130 or so, maybe a little less, for about an hour or two, just until the pasta is dry. I guess it just cooks better and holds better when the pasta is coming from a dry state. And so that's what I'm going to do, because when I made the other pasta that had a tomato based sauce, which is another sauce that says, you know, any sauce like spaghetti and stuff don't cook well with fresh pasta. I guess it breaks down the noodle. I'm not exactly sure. So I let that pasta sit though, and then I cooked it, and I had no issues with letting it dry out some and it holding the sauce. So I would suggest you doing the same. If you don't have a dehydrator, that's fine. I would suggest you laying this out nice and even on a cookie sheet and then flipping them over so it can dry on the underside. And so that is pretty much it, you guys. There's nothing else to it. This thing comes with several different attachments, and you'll probably get to see me use quite a few of them as I make other dishes with you guys. So this will not be the last time you guys see it. This is the first, and we will be back for another video, you guys, featuring our macaroni pasta, because obviously we have to make macaroni and cheese, you guys. We have to. So that, my friends, is going to be all for today. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. If you're new here, don't forget to click that subscribe button, and don't forget to ding the little bell so you can get notifications every time I upload a new video. And until next time, you guys, bye.